Well, you don't pick your parents and you don't pick your partner.
Two heads are always better than one. Welcome to watchmolo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 buddy cops on TV. For this list, we picked the best crime-fighting duos on television, who range from brave police officers and talented detectives to private eyes. However, if there are romantic overtones and sexual tension between the pair, we've decided to exclude them, since they're not exactly buddies.
They got to her, Scully. They were here. They must have threatened her.
That's enough, Mulder. We don't know anything.
Number 10, Hank Schrader and Steve Gomez, Breaking Bad.
How are we liking that? We never used that before, did we?
Isn't that the name of a breath mint?
What?
Icebreakers, right? Breath mint?
Nobody's gonna be thinking that. You think about some big-ass ship in the North Pole breaking ice.
Says you. I'm gonna be thinking Operation Breath Mint.
I'm thinking Operation Breath Mint every time you and me are on a stakeout together, all right?
As intense as this series got, these two officers were always hard at work, finding Albuquerque meth dealers and new ways to crack each other up.
Driver's license says Emilio Koyama.
Asian. Pay up, sucker.
Hey. First name Emilio. That's at least half a beaner.
Off-color jokes and racist jabs aside, the loyalty, trust, and mutual respect between these two DEA agents made them a fearful combination, whether they were interrogating criminals or searching for suspects.
I told you it was only a matter of time before this guy booted up again. Here we go, my friend. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, Gomi. Just apologize and buy me a beer.
When Hank was hurt in the line of duty, Gomi became his right-hand man, helping him out whenever necessary.
I don't know, what do you call that? Green?
Sage.
Sage? What, do you work the fucking pottery barn? Jesus.
Unfortunately, their great teamwork ultimately led to a head-on collision with Heisenberg's criminal empire.
Police! Drop your weapons!
Number 9, Lennie Briscoe and Ray Curtis, Law and Order.
I thought if you said enough Hail Marys, all was forgiven.
God forgives you, not your wife.
The pairing of a seasoned veteran with an up-and-coming rookie seems to always work, and that was the case on this long-running show.
Now what? Oh, please, let me take that.
Lyle Christopher, you're under arrest for the murder of Ruth Thomas. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
However, it was the younger detective Ray who provided the no-nonsense crackdown on crime, always seeing things in black and white and sticking to his morals in the midst of adversity. While the more experienced Lennie liked to crack jokes when faced with lawbreaking.
I didn't become a detective to investigate dead animals.
Oh, come on, Wilbur. Somebody killed a horse. You're not gonna let them get away with it, are you?
Confronted with murder and tricky situations, these two built a relationship that saw them support each other through their own devastating personal tragedies.
Send her my love, will you?
Well, he'll come visit. The girls want to see their Uncle Lennie.
Definitely. Anything. Ray, I don't care what time it is. Just pick up the damn phone, okay?
Number 8, Jonathan Baker and Llewellyn Poncherello, Chips.
Sometimes with all that happens to me, I wonder if he really likes me.
Who, Gutierrez?
No, God. I know Gutierrez doesn't like me.
This lighthearted show brought viewers the funnier side of being part of the California Highway Patrol. It also showcased the sunnier side of cop work, because this duo always seemed to find a way to pursue the bad guys in a high-speed chase through sunny California, sometimes even out of the blue.
Never anything new and different.
You were saying?
In a show brimming with 70s and 80s flair, the even-tempered and straight-edged John and the macho and trouble-prone Ponch were constantly put in wacky crime-fighting situations, some more awkward than others.
I don't want your feelings hurt, but I got a date with Sheila tomorrow night.
Well, that's okay.
It is?
Yeah. I mean, don't be surprised if she cancels.
Why was she canceled?
Because she has a date with me tonight.
Number 7, Rustin Cohle and Martin Hart, True Detective. Filled with twisted philosophies and grim expectations, this partnership helped us explore the dark criminal side of Louisiana. An odd couple pairing, Rust and Marty complemented each other and were necessary to each other's success.
You know what it's like being your partner? Huh? F*** you.
Nobody without me. There is no you.
But let's just say tensions were high between these two, for many reasons. Even so, they kept us coming back to the show with those thoughtful monologues that painted a picture bleaker than even the crimes they investigated ever could.
I think human consciousness is a tragic misstep in evolution.
Number 6, Christine Cagney and Mary Beth Lacey, Cagney and Lacey.
Detectives Cagney and Lacey, NYPD. Why don't you just take us down to his office?
This duo fought crime, raised important questions, and tackled taboo subjects all in one show. Probably TV's first female buddy cops, these hard-nosed policewomen cleaned the streets of crime and supported each other through thick and thin.
I'm sorry. It's all right. How often do I get a chance to have you lean on me?
However, their personalities and situations were diametrically opposed. Whereas Chris Cagney was a sort of shy, unmarried, career-oriented woman, Mary Beth Lacey was a loudmouth, married mother working to help support her family. Because the characters were so relatable, Cagney and Lacey earned a loyal audience and a spot on our list.
If there weren't any women in the precinct, then you would have your detectives go after him in the regular way, right?
Sure. But now we're lucky. This way, we get the chance to have him go after you.
Number 5, Nash Bridges and Joe Dominguez, Nash Bridges.
Hey, Joe, you know that electronic tone that we heard when Alpha first called me? Could he have been wearing a hearing aid? What? Could he have been wearing a hearing aid? Huh? Very funny.
With Cheech Marin's Joe Dominguez and Don Johnson's titular crime fighter teaming up to keep the San Francisco streets clean of crime, audiences knew they were getting both quick wit and fast action.
All right, go get him, Joe. Easy for you to say.
With a personal history that established their bond, this partnership felt like two friends seeing each other after a very long time, which translated into easygoing banter.
Wow, this is awful. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
However, we also have to give a shout out to Nash's prized yellow Barracuda convertible, which deserves credit for helping to bust dangerous criminals and psychotic ne'er-do-wells.
You know, we probably should go over these CUDA rules. I mean, what are the official CUDA rules?
Well, you want the whole list?
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. No eating, no drinking, no smoking, no profanity, no sweating, no disrespect of any kind while you're in and around the CUDA, which is probably the finest muscle car ever made on the planet, and was bequeathed to me by my brother. Are we clear on this? Oh, by the way, I have the right to change or add to the CUDA rules at any given moment without notice.
Number 4, Sonny Crockett and Rico Tubbs, Miami Vice.
Yeah, you better quit the eye rap, man, before you strain something.
With Don Johnson again as half of the crime-fighting pair, this series showcased Miami's seedy underworld as Crockett and Tubbs went undercover to find drug lords and save lives.
You need me, Crockett.
However, they didn't exactly get off on the right foot.
I don't know how this is gonna work, Tubbs. I mean, you're not exactly up my alley, style and persona-wise.
Blurring the lines between the good guys and the bad, this pair had stylish but rough exteriors.
It's Tubbs, T-U-B-B-S. Tough, unique, bad, bold, and sassy.
And while Tubbs was the more cynical of the two, both had chips on their shoulders. Blending perfectly with the show's tone, Crockett and Tubbs provided food for thought on the undercover scene.
How do you go from this tranquility to that violence?
I usually take the Ferrari.
Number 3, Jimmy McNulty and Bunk Moreland, and Herc Hauk and Ellis Carver, The Wire.
What he means to say is that we are an effective deterrent on the war on drugs when we are on the street. Motherfuckers up, right? Indeed. Boom.
With the rest of their crew, these 4 men pushed the Barksdale crew to the edge with their interrogatory tactics and investigation skills. But each has his failings. Though Bunk and McNulty are both talented moral detectives, they're also self-destructive. Herc is unsophisticated and prefers brute force to smart police work, while his partner Ellis is more intelligent and more respectable. With the cartel's operations threatening to destroy Baltimore, these officers did whatever it took to bring down Avon Barksdale and Stringer Bell.
What's the matter? The Bunk can't swim. I ain't too good at floating either.
Like we said, whatever it took.
Jimmy, it ain't the same up there without your ass. Oh, no? Better, actually. Hey.
Number 2, Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, Sherlock.
We don't know a thing about each other. I don't know where we're meeting. I don't even know your name.
I know you're an army doctor and you've been invalided home from Afghanistan. I know you've got a brother who's worried about you, but you won't go to him for help because you don't approve of him, possibly because he's an alcoholic, more likely because he recently walked out on his wife. And I know that your therapist thinks you're limp psychosomatic, quite correctly, I'm afraid. It's enough to be going on with, don't you think?
This famous crime-solving partnership jumped from the literary pages into the modern day with this BBC adaptation. As always, Holmes is a genius, able to deduce information from the smallest clues. But he's arrogant, condescending, and difficult to work with. Watson, on the other hand, is kind, empathetic, and the polar opposite of his partner.
Henry?
Shut up.
Which is why, when they work together to bring down crooks, they sometimes scuffle. But the more cases they solve together, the tighter their bond becomes, with Watson bringing out the humanity in the iconic detective.
You mean...
Yes.
I'm your... best friend?
Yeah, of course you are.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Yes, and that's what you object to, isn't it? Not that she's a con artist, but that she's so good at it. Maybe even better than you.
Not at all. All right, yes.
Well, this must be the place. What is it with men and boobs, anyway?
Biological. We can't help it.
But doesn't it bother you that they're so obviously not real?
Santa's not real. We still love opening his presents.
You wanna go check it out?
No, I can't. I start flashing my badge. They'll scatter like rats.
You trust me?
Nope.
Do you trust me to talk to Dimitri?
What are you thinking?
Stand there and look menacing. What? Stand there and look menacing.
I pegged our sniper, Dino. Kurt Stoner. That means Larry Thompson is next. I've got to find him and warn him.
Steve, Larry Thompson is dead.
This is an eternity ring. You're supposed to wear this all the time. And it's usually given to you by someone you know intimately. Why do you know that? I gave one to Jessica Chan.
Ah, yes. Jessica Chan. And how long was eternity for the two of you?
3 months, but they were awesome months.
Here's what's happening. The skipper's called the North Hollywood Division, getting one of their area maps. He's keeping all the black and white units away from the house, out of the area altogether. Nobody's to make any direct mention on the air about the kidnapping or what's happening. Handing all communications about it by telephone.
Number 1, David Michael Starsky and Kenneth Hutchinson, Starsky and Hutch.
Who are we supposed to report this to? I mean, who in the hell are we supposed to trust?
Same people we always trust. Us.
These two may not have invented the buddy cop show, but they perfected the tried and true formula, giving viewers the comedy, action, and camaraderie we love about the genre.
Open up, police!
Oh, mind if I go in there, sir? Sir. Appreciate it.
Like any good buddy cop duo, they sometimes had to break the rules, but they always fought squarely on the side of good.
Next time we do it by the book, huh?
Patrol Affairs ain't complaining, are they?
Crime in Southern California was no match for street-smart New York native Starsky and more cerebral Minnesota transplant Hutch. And that's why this pair earned its place at the pinnacle of police partnerships and our primary pick.
You're my pal, Hutch.
Do you agree with our list? Were there any good old-fashioned team-ups we missed? For more hard-hitting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to watchmojo.com.
Let's get out of here, Mulder. As fast as we can.